Welcome, Rocket families. I am Kathleen Perez, the principal of Pointe, and I am pleased to welcome you to our 2020-2021 virtual open house Meet the Teacher event. Whether you are a returning Rocket or a new student, are attending school in person or virtually, we are glad that you have made Pointe your education destination. Pointe is a community of learners dedicated to the pursuit of excellence. We've been an A-rated school since opening, and our faculty and staff are committed to providing a safe, supportive environment for all of our students. We recognize that this new school year brings a unique set of challenges to both teaching and learning. We maintain our commitment to providing your child with a learning experience that reflects both the dedication to excellence in education and applies the most current recommendations for health and safety. The health and safety of our students and staff is our top priority. In accordance with the CDC, Health Department, and district guidelines, we have put many new safety measures in place on our campus. Prior to your teachers' prepared information, this video will outline some of the changes you can expect this year. Please watch carefully and assist us in preparing your child, and contact the school with any questions that you may have. It will take all of us working together to ensure a successful school year. Thank you for your support from home as we navigate the new school year. We can't wait to see our students, either in person or virtually, on Monday morning, August 24th. We've missed them, and we are excited to continue working in helping each Rocket prepare his or her next mission. Remember, at Pointe, we are mission ready. That's the point. Thank you.
Our virtual open house aims to provide you with information about the changes you may expect for the 2020-2021 school year. The first portion of the presentation includes the school safety videos produced by St. Lucie Public Schools and recorded at Pointe, showing procedures for proper mask wearing, what to expect in cafeterias and classrooms, and other changes to students' usual routines. If you have not already watched these videos, we ask that you take the time to review them carefully with your children. If you have already viewed these videos through the district, or are attending this virtual open house presentation for a second or third time, you may skip ahead to the sections that pertain to your child. Our virtual open house will also feature information regarding changes to Pointe's procedures, and then information specific to your child's grade level, including introductions from our teachers. We hope you find this presentation useful as you gear up for our next mission together.
St. Lucie Public Schools is excited to welcome our students and staff back for the 2020-2021 school year. Our #1 goal is to provide the safest teaching and learning environment possible for our students and our employees. This video series will illustrate some of the changes that our families and employees will see as we reopen schools.
The implementation of universal health precautions is the best way we can keep each other healthy and safe. We'll be working together to implement multiple steps which defend against the transmission of illnesses, including COVID-19. These defenses include wearing a mask, staying home when sick, frequent hand washing, social distancing, and frequent cleaning of high touch points. Face coverings during the upcoming school year. The use of face coverings is required for all students and staff. Students may only remove their masks if they have permission from a staff member because they are socially distanced from one another. We are strongly encouraging parents to provide a reusable face covering or disposable mask for their child. Masks will be provided for employees and students who are unable to provide their own. Parents are asked to send students to school with a bottle of water or refillable water container. as the water fountains will only be used to refill water bottles and refillable containers. Staff and visitors during the upcoming school year. We cannot stress enough the importance of staying home when you are sick. All staff and visitors will receive a temperature check upon arrival. Anyone with a temperature above 100.4 degrees will not be able to enter the facility. Staff and visitors will also be screened upon arrival. Anyone who has experienced flu-like symptoms, been exposed to someone who has tested positive for COVID-19, or have traveled internationally or to heavily impacted regions within the United States during the past 14 days will not be able to enter the facility. Student attendance during the upcoming school year. Students should stay home if they are sick. Students returning from international travel or heavily impacted regions within the United States will be required to enter precautionary quarantine for 14 days upon return. The use of perfect attendance awards and incentives will not be a focus this year. Bus safety during the upcoming school year.
So this year in St. Lucie County Public Schools, bus riding for students is going to be somewhat different.
We encourage parents and guardians to drop off their students or have them walk or ride bikes to school whenever possible. When buses will be used, our riders and drivers will follow a series of new safety protocols. While waiting for the bus, we ask that all students wear face coverings and follow social distancing guidelines. Drivers will be equipped with gloves, masks, and face shields for maximum protection. Between every route, drivers and aides will be cleaning the bus seats and touch points with an EPA-approved cleaner. This cleaner disinfects within 1 minute. Should a case of COVID-19 be traced to a rider of one of our buses, that bus will be removed from service. A secondary deep clean disinfecting will be performed on the entire bus before it returns to service. Hand sanitizer will be provided for riders as they enter and exit the bus. Riders are required to wear face masks at all times. We ask that riders adhere to social distancing whenever possible. Students from the same household will be allowed to sit together, otherwise riders will be spread out as much as possible. Bus schedules are being developed to reduce ridership on any given route. Bus windows will be lowered to improve ventilation as much as possible. Upon arrival, do not congregate and move directly to your classroom or destination. In the classroom during the upcoming school year. While we'll strive to keep the traditional school experience the same, the implementation of universal health and safety protocols will be added as a major focus of daily life in our schools. In addition, we have some new classroom safety protocols. Excessive furniture will be removed to allow for maximum use of space. When possible, students will be seated at least 6 feet apart. While social distancing in classrooms, masks may only be removed when permitted by a faculty or staff member. When moving into smaller groups, or when social distancing is not available, masks must always be worn. Teachers will provide breaks to allow for hand washing at strategic points throughout the day, such as before and after lunch, resource and recess, and after sharing equipment or supplies. The use of soap and water for at least 20 seconds is best. However, when unavailable, hand sanitizer will be provided. Explicit lessons on healthy habits will be conducted, including topics like hand washing, cough etiquette, use of masks, social distancing, and staying home when sick. Transitions during the upcoming school year. Hallway movement and transitions will have some new safety protocols for the upcoming school year. Masks must be worn at all times when transitioning from one area of the school to another. Many hallways and stairwells will be designated as one way to reduce traffic and congestion. These areas will be well marked with appropriate signage. Students in younger grades will line up according to social distancing guidelines with the use of clearly visible signage.
Today, we are here to talk about what the great things we have done, making sure that our staff are safe and that our children that are coming to school feel safe and everything is sanitized within the kitchen and on our serving lines to make sure that the students can get a healthy meal at breakfast time and at lunchtime. All of our food service employees have been trained to make sure that we're following the CDC guidelines as to wearing masks, and we also wear gloves during preparation. They start making sure that all of the tables and the utensils are sanitized prior to preparing the food. During the preparation, employees will be required to sanitize their hands and wash their hands every 30 minutes, just to make sure our sanitation methods are taking effect. We make sure that the serving line is sanitized prior to putting the meals on. Then after each class, the serving line will be sanitized once again. At the end of the day, we begin our sanitizing methods again and sanitizing the serving line. Then we also make sure that all the doors, all the handles, the cashier station, all of the tables are sanitized again one last time before the end of the day. And that is our method throughout the entire school day to make sure that our staff is feeling comfortable by making sure that they're wearing their mask and sanitizing their hands continuously, and also to make sure that our students are feeling safe and comfortable as well.
Breakfast and lunch will be very different for the upcoming school year. Meal service times will be staggered with longer lunch periods to maximize social distancing. Additional school areas will also be utilized, such as outdoor spaces and classrooms. As students enter the cafeteria, they will use hand sanitizer. Face coverings must be worn upon entry and while students are in the service line. Service lines, entries, and exits will have marked spaces to help ensure social distancing. Meal service will be as contact-free as possible. To achieve this, a selection of prepackaged meals will be available and distributed in small groups. Transactions will be touchless at point of sale, with cafeteria employees entering lunch numbers. Students will be prohibited from sharing utensils or foods. While these new meal protocols will take some getting used to, our goal is to provide every student with a safe and enjoyable experience. For the upcoming year, schools will be providing 3 different clinical spaces to meet the needs of our students. The main clinic will remain in place. In addition, schools are providing an isolation room for students who have been identified as having a fever or flu-like symptoms. These students must be kept separate from other students visiting the main clinic. There will also be a separate nebulizer clinic space. Each clinical space will have different requirements. The main clinic is a designated area at each school in the district, which is utilized to assess the day-to-day health needs of students and staff. This includes administering doctor-prescribed medicine, first aid, and performing mandated health screenings. Students who fall ill during the day and display flu-like symptoms will be cared for in a designated isolation room. If a student presents a fever, parents will be contacted and advised to pick up the child from school as quickly as possible. Any student with a fever must stay home for a minimum of 3 days. If a student has tested positive for COVID-19, that student must stay home for at least 14 days. Students who require in-school doctor-prescribed nebulizer treatments will receive those treatments in the nebulizer room, separate from other students, including those in the main clinic and the isolation room. COVID-19 response during the upcoming school year. Should a case of COVID-19 be found at one of our schools, the district will work closely with the Florida Department of Health in St. Lucie County. As with all matters of public health, the Department of Health will take the lead and conduct a thorough contact tracing investigation. They will contact parents and identify students and employees who should stay home and self-quarantine to reduce further spread. Impacted classrooms or school facilities will remain off limits as they undergo deep cleaning with CDC-recommended, EPA-approved, hospital-grade disinfectant. In addition, impacted buses will also be removed from service to undergo deep cleaning. COVID-19 is primarily an airborne pathogen. We are focusing on ensuring students minimize their risks by hand washing, having good hygiene, and healthy habits. During the upcoming school year, classrooms and shared areas will be cleaned first and then disinfected with hospital-grade disinfectant.
We're going to be following an enhanced protocol for cleaning and disinfecting all touch points throughout the day and at night, of course, so it's all cleaned and disinfected for the morning. For deep cleaning, we're going to be using a disinfectant. We call it the EMIS machine. It is approved by the CDC and EPA. It has formulas that are approved for disinfection.
These machines are a combination of an electrostatic sprayer with Clorox disinfectant and sanitizing solutions which provide chemical coverage quickly and easily. The system uses an electrode to introduce an attractive charge to the chemical mixture and then atomizes the solution before using an air compressor to generate the liquid flow. It can cover up to 18,000 square feet per hour, even in hard-to-reach places, including the sides, underside, and backside of surfaces. The Clorox 360 solution is also an EPA-approved solution per CDC guidelines.
We will be disinfecting throughout the day. High touch points being pushes, door pulls, handrails, computer keyboards, light switches, anything that is a high touch point throughout the school. We will also be providing disinfectant wipes and hand sanitizer for every classroom.
Parents, we have the same goal that you have. We want to have a healthy and safe school year where we're meeting the needs of your students. I know with the collaborative partnerships and engagement from our families, we will be able to reach that goal. St. Lucie Public Schools, we're in this together.
Now that you have viewed the safety protocols for St. Lucie Public Schools, let's look a little more closely at what you can expect at Palm Pointe this year. Let's talk about some important procedure changes at Palm Pointe, beginning with arrival. Unfortunately, grades 1 through 8 parents will not be permitted to walk their child to their class on the first few days of school, as we have done in the past. All parents must remain off campus, unless you are a parent of a kindergartner. Parents of kindergartners will be allowed to meet the teacher and walk their child to class on the first day of school after the regular arrival time. This will be arranged by your child's teacher in advance with a specific time of arrival given to each family should a parent want to bring their child to school. Each child will only be able to come in with one adult and no other children. All students, grades K through 8, must have their masks on when they exit the bus, get out of their parents' car, or walk to the campus. Beginning at 9:15 a.m., students may enter campus and report directly to their homeroom class or the auditoria if they need breakfast. They may not linger in front of the school on sidewalks, hallways, stairwells, or pod areas. Students are asked to stay to the right on the sidewalks and in the hallways, use doors marked in, and stay physically distant, in other words, 6 feet away, from others when possible. Students will use hand sanitizer upon exiting the bus, when entering the auditoria for breakfast, and entering their classrooms. Our dismissal procedures also look a little different this year. For walkers and bike riders, they must immediately move off campus when dismissed and cannot linger at school. Their masks must remain on until they are off campus. Parents of walkers must remain off campus and cannot congregate in front of Building 1, on the sidewalk surrounding the school, or in the courtyard by the flagpole. Make a plan to meet your child somewhere off campus, or designate your child as a car rider and drive through the car line to pick him or her up instead. Walkers and bike rider siblings will be dismissed first, but cannot wait for one another on campus. They must plan to meet each other off campus after they cross with the crossing guard. For car riders, we will be using the Pick My Kid app to facilitate car rider dismissal. To help the dismissal process, please be sure to download the app before or on August 24th. You will receive your child's Pick My Kid car tag on the first day of school. Car riders will remain in their classroom until the Pick My Kid system indicates that their parent is waiting for them in the car line. When walking to the car line, students must keep their masks on until they are inside their parent's vehicle. We will accept dismissal changes, for example, a bus rider who needs to be a car rider that afternoon, through the Pick My Kid app. Dismissal changes will only be accepted up until 3:15 p.m. or 1:15 on early dismissal days. Stay tuned to the end of this video for a promo video on how to install the Pick My Kid app. For the health and safety of our students and staff, additional procedure changes are in place this year. In addition to the safety videos you viewed earlier in this presentation, students can expect guidance in the following areas: our mask policies and expectations, transitions, hand washing and hand sanitizing, physical distancing, and lunch procedures. Families should also expect a few changes. For example, no parents will be permitted to eat lunch with their child in the auditoria. Students will pre-order lunch the day before. If you are picking up your child early, you must wear a mask and stay outside the front office when showing your ID and waiting for your child. Purchasing planners, earbuds, masks, and spirit shirts can all be done online through St. Lucie Public Schools' School Pay system. These items will be delivered directly to your child in his or her classroom. If you need to drop off medication or a doctor's order to our clinic, please make an appointment. Approximately 50% of Palm Pointe students will begin the school year learning virtually. My school virtual students will follow their daily schedule in real time and are expected to log in and be ready for class by 9:30 each day. Morning announcements will be broadcast and class officially begins at 9:40. You will have the same expectations for completion of assignments and grades as traditional students. Attendance is taken every class period. You will use a combination of Teams for live lessons and Canvas. Go to the St. Lucie Public School homepage and click on the link shown below for resources and complete instructions for those attending My School Online. It's almost time to meet the teachers, but before we go, let's recap some important information. Here are things to do before school begins. If you have not done so already, apply for the National School Lunch Program. All families need to complete this application, regardless of virtual or traditional status. Go to the St. Lucie Public Schools website and click on Meal Application. We're aiming for 100% of our Palm Pointe families to fill out the application. Download the Pick My Kid app and be ready for the first day of school. Remember, we will have a promo video at the end of this presentation showing you how to download and how to use the app. If your child will be designated as a walker, be sure to identify a place where he or she will meet their parent or sibling off campus if your child doesn't walk all the way home independently. Possibly drive to that location prior to school begins so your child understands the new expectations and where to meet. Review with your child all safety procedures and practice wearing a mask for short periods of time. Remember, students must arrive to school wearing a mask and wear them at all times when social distancing is not possible. Review the My School online resources and directions located on the St. Lucie Public School website if your child is attending school virtually for the first quarter. Thank you so much for your careful attention as we presented important changes at Palm Pointe for the 2020-2021 school year. Now it's time to meet the teachers and hear just a little more information about your child's grade level. Ready? Let's go!
Hello, I'm Mrs. Wilkes and I teach 7th grade ELA. I'm looking forward to the best year ever.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Wright and I teach 7th grade civics and I'm really looking forward to seeing you.
Hi, I'm Tara Pulaski, your 7th grade math teacher at Pointe in the Apollo Pod. I look forward to getting to know you better as we discover your path to math. Mistakes allow thinking to happen.
Hi everybody, I'm Mrs. Theot, 7th grade science. Let's go Rockets!
Hi, I'm Miss Busby. I teach 7th grade ELA and I'm excited to have a great year.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Volkin. I teach 7th grade civics in the Columbia Pod and I look forward to a great year.
How are you? I'm Mr. Farrow. I teach 7th grade math and I'm looking forward to a great year.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Pozo. I'm so excited to be your science teacher this year. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Miss Oliver and I teach middle school reading. I'm looking forward to an awesome year. See you soon, Rockets.
The next section of our presentation will share information for students entering grades 6, 7, and 8. Please review the information carefully and reach out to your homeroom teacher if you have any questions. Middle school students have multiple teachers, anywhere from 2 to 6 depending on their schedules. As such, communication is absolutely critical to helping students achieve success. Whether you are attending school traditionally or virtually, our middle school teachers will communicate with you in several different ways. You may already be familiar with these platforms, as most were utilized during our distance learning last year. Canvas is our main learning platform. Sign up in your child's account to receive notifications of announcements, grades, newsletters, and other important information. Teams is our face-to-face live platform. Faculty will use Teams to conduct virtual conferences. Remind is an app that some teachers may enable. The Remind app allows two-way texting between teachers and families. Of course, email and phone will also be utilized. Teachers will continue using email and phone for individual communication. Virtual students will use Canvas and Teams as their daily learning platforms. Traditional students will also use Canvas regularly in class. All middle school grades will use Canvas to send course announcements, grade level newsletters, and other group information. Please be sure to register your cell phone, personal email, or both in your child's Canvas account. Then set how often you want to receive notifications. You can quickly access Canvas through the district's website. It is located on the main page. Let's learn about how you can set up your child's Canvas account to send you notifications in just 6 easy steps. When logged into Canvas, first click on the account page. You'll find this to the left of your screen. Then click the Settings link. The following steps must be completed first in order to receive notifications from Canvas via your personal email and/or text. Once you're in Settings, you'll notice Ways to Contact. The default contact will be the student's school email address. On the Settings page, to the right, you can select Plus Email Address to add another email address. This will allow you to receive notifications from Canvas to that email. Be sure to check your email once you've done this step to register that email address that you've entered. You can also add a phone number if you would like to be able to receive notifications from Canvas through text. Click Plus Contact Method. Once entered, select Register SMS, which will prompt a confirmation text to be sent to your phone. You will then confirm your phone number by entering the 4-digit code on the Canvas screen. Next, go back to the Account menu and select Notifications. Finally, select your notification preferences. To receive notifications about grade level information, such as weekly newsletters, be sure to select the checkmark for announcements next to the method of contact. Text message notifications will display a link to the announcement. Email notifications will display the announcement that was posted. You can also adjust the frequency with which you receive notifications, right away, a daily summary, or a weekly summary. Please note that not all notifications are available for both email and cell phones. We will share these steps again once school has started, but feel free to set up notifications as soon as your child's courses are published. You only need to set up notifications once to receive information from all of your child's courses. We have already discussed a few of these changes previously in this presentation, but let's review some of the changes for this year that middle school students attending school traditionally may find most interesting. As a reminder, our water fountains will be turned off. We recommend that each student brings a personal water bottle to keep with them that can be refilled at school. Masks are a must. Students will be wearing a mask for a good portion of the day. Masks do not have to be in school colors. They may be any color or print. It's a small opportunity for you to express yourself within limits. Please make sure they are school appropriate and not distracting. No offensive or derogatory graphics, imagery, or text. We also think you might want to bring an extra mask. Consider having a backup in your bag in case you want or need to switch it out during the day. Another suggestion is to include a little plastic bag with your lunch that you can put your mask in while you are eating. Students attending school in person will wash their hands and use hand sanitizer many times during the day. We know that some students prefer to use their own hand sanitizer, but out of consideration for others, please do not bring any sanitizer with a strong scent. Middle school students rotate classes using a 6-period bell schedule. Each class is approximately 50 minutes long. Virtual students will also follow a daily schedule and transition from one course to another using Teams and Canvas. Most students have a different teacher for each course subject: English Language Arts, Math, Science, Social Studies, as well as an elective teacher and a reading or research teacher. Due to changes in our learning format for the start of the school year, some students may have the same teacher for multiple subjects. It is important that students keep up with the assignments and announcements for each class, whether traditionally or virtually. All core teachers will utilize Canvas to some extent, as well as school planners to help students stay organized. Middle school students also take part in project-based learning in social studies and science through intensive research projects for History Day, Science Fair, and Project Citizen. Students in grades 6 and 8 will participate in History Day. This year's topic is Communication in History, the Key to Understanding. Students in grade 7 may participate in Project Citizen. Students in grades 6 through 8 may take part in Science Fair. These opportunities are for students learning in a traditional or a virtual setting. More details are coming soon. For students attending traditionally, please pay close attention to our cell phone policy. Keep cell phones silent or off and in a book bag unless given permission by the teacher to use in class. If permission is given for cell phones to be out, keep phones flat on the desktop while not in use. Students may not take pictures or videos without permission from a teacher and may not access any social media site while in school. Use your device within the guidelines established by St. Lucie Public Schools, accessing only school-approved websites and content. Students may not bring personal laptops or other electronic devices to school aside from cell phones or unless specified by their education plan. Students will have access to school laptops during the school day. Students attending Pointe traditionally will continue following our Rocket Team expectations and will receive clear directions from their teachers on the first day of school regarding all procedures. My School virtual students also have a set of expectations unique to the virtual learning environment. Your My School teachers will review these expectations with you during your sessions together. Since virtual students are attending school via the computer, be sure your computer is charged and you have all the necessary equipment each day. While virtual students do not need to adhere to our school uniform, you will want to wear appropriate clothing, like you would on a no dress code day. Use the chat features responsibly and follow instructions given by your teachers while attending live lessons. Be sure to log in a few minutes early to each class to ensure you are not marked tardy. For each class period, you will meet your teacher on Teams unless otherwise directed. Live lessons will take place through Teams, and Canvas will also be used for assignments. As mentioned earlier in the video, be sure to take some time to explore the My School online link found on the St. Lucie Schools website. This site includes orientation materials, such as setting up your laptop, using the learning platforms, links to other online resources, and who to contact if you're having technical issues. As we stated in the beginning of this section, communication is absolutely key in middle school. In addition to setting up Canvas notifications, please check your child's progress on Skyward weekly. Reach out to the teacher if you have any questions or concerns. Our interim middle school counselor, Diane White, is also available to discuss any academic or social emotional concerns with you. To assist our teachers with being able to contact you, please be sure you have shared up-to-date contact information. Most middle school teachers will share a link to a forms document with you on or before the first day of school, so you can be sure they have your correct information. Thank you again for attending our virtual open house for 2020-2021. This presentation will remain available on our school's YouTube page so that you may revisit it as you prepare for the start of school. If you would like support for downloading and using the Pick My Kid app, which will be used for car riders and dismissal changes this year, please watch this video to the end. We look forward to seeing all our students on August 24th, either in person or virtually. We hope the information shared today will help all Rockets prepare for this next mission. The new school year awaits.
Today I'm going to be showing you how to use your Pick My Kid Parent app. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go into your iPhone, Android, or Windows App Store and download the Pick My Kid Parent app. You should be able to find it easily by simply searching Pick My Kid. Once you've downloaded it, you're going to open the app and you're going to click the Sign Up button along the bottom. This is going to open a simple form so you can fill out your first name, last name, email address, mobile number, and choose a password. Please make sure you put in an actual mobile number and not a landline. The reason for this is as soon as you click the Sign Up button at the bottom, we're going to text you an OTP code or one-time passcode to help authenticate your phone number and confirm your identity for the app. This is all for security purposes. If for some reason you don't receive your OTP code, but you're sure you put in your mobile number correctly, please reach out to support@pickmykid.com so we can help you. Once you've completed the registration process, entered your OTP code, and confirmed your identity, you're going to be able to log into the app for the first time. I really recommend choosing the Remember Me button. It makes it very easy when you're trying to make a quick change on your child's calendar or when you're trying to log in quickly during car line or child pickup, dismissal time. It's a lot easier than trying to remember your password. So just click Login. When you log in for the first time, you should see your child's name and their school already listed here. If you don't, that just means that the school probably didn't have your updated phone number on file. So again, you can reach out to support@pickmykid.com and we can easily help you confirm your identity and connect with your child's information. Now, once your child's information is here on your screen, you have a couple options. You are going to be able to select the stylus and an edit button will show up next to your child's name. This is how you're going to make any calendar changes or delegations to someone else for pickup. So simply click the edit button next to the child you are editing information for, and it will take you to their calendar. You can also see along the top, it tells you their dismissal ID number, which is very useful in case you ever lose your phone, maybe your phone's dead, maybe grandma, grandpa don't have a smartphone and they're picking up. You can actually use that dismissal ID number to give to the school official to confirm that you're authorized to pick up the child. It does depend on the school's policy, but most schools will accept that. Now, in order to make a change, you're simply going to select any day. Let's say I want to make a change for this Friday. These are my options. I can either change pickup mode, which would be the instance of maybe changing my child from bus to car, or maybe they normally are walkers, but today I'm picking them up in the car line. So I would simply select that, and choose the new pickup mode from the list, as you can see here. And depending on your school or what your child's current pickup mode is, that's going to affect the options you see here. For example, if my child is already listed as a walker, walker would not show up here as an option. You also have the option of setting it to recur or repeat. In this case, you can choose daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. You can set your child up on a schedule here if you'd like, and then you're simply going to choose change pickup mode and it'll add it to the child's calendar. Another option would be to assign your child to go to an after-school program, a club, and some schools also put buses or vans under after-school programs as well, depending on the flexibility that the school allows. So here you can see I have all these options of assigning my kid. You'll also see a list of recent after-school programs here. So these are programs that I've recently assigned my child to for easy access later. As you can see for my child, my options are baseball. I also have the option of, bus blue to be picked up at 219 Brevard Court, the bus stop. Drama, gym, handball, I have any of these options. I can also set this up to recur or repeat on a schedule if I wish. So if you know your child will need to access this mode, you can set this up in advance so you don't have to go in every day. I genuinely recommend going in maybe once a week and confirming your child's pickup options for the week, so that way you're not having to worry about this every day. And another option is to delegate to another person. So this would be in a scenario of maybe you're part of a carpool, maybe grandma, grandpa pick up on Fridays, or the babysitter, any situation where you or the other primary parent is not going to be doing the picking up. So here you can see I have some recently assigned people where I could just select them again easily without filling out the form. Or I can choose assign to new guardian, and it's just going to ask me for their name, their mobile number, and how they're going to be picking up my child. So are they going to be picking them up as a walker, as car line? You have all of these options. Another option too, if you don't want to type out their information, is to access your phone book, okay? And you can just click these options here and it will fill it in. So say I click here, it filled in that information for me, and then all I have to do is choose Save Pickup Change. Okay, the last option is marking your child absent. It does depend on the school if this option is given to you, so if you don't see Mark Absent as an option, don't panic. There's nothing wrong with your app. It just means that your school isn't currently using this feature. If your school is using the Mark Absent feature, it simply allows you to let them know in advance that your child is not going to be attending school that day. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to announce for your child during dismissal and pickup times. So when you arrive on the school campus, if it is during dismissal time, you'll notice that your announce button below your children's names will become active and will turn to a green color with the bullhorn next to it. Now most of you will simply just press that announce button and announce for your child or children. However, there may be some cases where you have more than one child listed on your screen and you only want to announce for a portion or one of them. If that is the case, you are simply going to click the bullhorn icon next to each of the children's names that you do not want to announce for. This will allow you to toggle the announce for them on and off, as you can see. I just pressed the bullhorn icon for Larisha, and you can see it became grayed out, and I will no longer be announcing for her if I press the green button. A good example of when this might be needed is if maybe one of your children is a kindergartner and requires you to walk up and pick them up, and the other one is maybe a fourth grader who you have to pick up via car line. You're only going to want to announce for one at a time when you're actually at those pickup areas. Another example would be if one of your children is staying for an after-school program or club, and the other one is being picked up at the normal dismissal time. So as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and press that green announce button, but it's only for one of my children, so only one of their names is going to show up. My screen will change to show their information, the date, as well as their dismissal ID. I'll show this to the staff member in the car line or walk-up area. They will be able to look at their device or tablet and be able to confirm that I am the appropriate authorized person to pick up this child and I have announced for them. They will then proceed to check out or dismiss your child into your care. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to also show you some other options of the app. If you click your sidebar button, you'll see I can go home, back to my main screen where my children are listed. I can see my notifications, or I can see recent notifications. Another option here is newsfeed. So this is really where your school would post longer notifications. So something that's not going to fit in a quick push notification, but that you do need to know. So for example, for this school, you can see I received a newsletter entry. Again, some schools may choose to utilize this, some schools will not. Delegations. This is going to show you future delegations scheduled to you. You can see that for July 25th, 2017, I'm expected to pick up this child, Joseph. So he's not going to show up in my app right now, but on July 25th, when I log in, he will show up on my home screen as being someone who I'm able to announce for and pick up. Right now, he won't show up on my home screen, and the day after July 25th, he won't show up because I'm not currently authorized to pick him up on those days. Another option here is our FAQ, which has some frequently asked questions. A great option here also is our help option, where you can, type whatever you need here. And when you press send, it will actually send it right to our support and help desk, and we can then help resolve your issue very quickly. The last option here is the settings option. Here you can see what your email address is currently registered as. You can change your password, and you can also adjust some other settings here. So you can see you can turn on delegation notifications, status notifications, things like that. I recommend leaving everything turned on. That's my preference, because if the school is trying to send you a notification, you want to make sure you receive it. The last option here is, of course, to sign out. If you have any questions or concerns about the app, or if you're having trouble with your login information or need to update your phone number or email address used for registration, feel free to reach out to support@pickmykid.com. Thank you for choosing Pick My Kid. We hope you have a wonderful school year.